Jeff Passolt joins us right now with a very unique T-shirt on.
Pardon my dressing down here tonight. I've got a T-shirt that the people from Cousins Sports sent me. Also, the top 10 reasons why the North Stars situation didn't work out here, and it'll work out better in Dallas. Kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing. If we get time, we'll go through some of those top 10 for you a little bit later on. But we have to talk about it, unfortunately. It's going to cost Norm Green about $19 million if the Guns lawsuit goes through. I think they're going to have a lawsuit on this thing because when Norm Green took over for the Guns a few years ago, the Guns were saying, hey, we have to pay $50 million for a new franchise. He's getting this thing for $31 million, so there's a big difference there. This thing isn't over money-wise for Norm Green, but it is a done deal in Dallas, a day that will go down as one of the worst in Minnesota sports history. Norm Green's nightmare becoming reality. Next week, they sign the papers to make it official. The Stars headed for Dallas next year under Mr. Greed. The Stars players were on their way to Saskatoon this afternoon, and news of the move, though expected, is still a shock, especially for players born and raised in Minnesota.
But you just think of all the people that spend a lot of their hard-earned money, to support us, and the kids that look up to us, and the people working there that are going to be looking for jobs after we leave. And it's not only us, but it affects a lot of people.
Well, we can also blame Mr. Greed for an incredibly poor sense of timing. The Stars saga threatening to tarnish the start of the state high school hockey tournament, but nothing could ever do that. The 49th year of Minnesota's proud tradition. Small crowds, though, for the start of the Tier 2 action today. Just over 3,000 on hand for the earlier session. Something I guess I predicted when they decided to go to two-class format a couple years ago. That will probably change when the top-ranked teams open play tomorrow. But some good games on the ice today. Sibley and Faribault going to double overtime to open the tournament. Kurt Tessing gets the overtime goal, and we check the scores. They win it 2-1 in double overtime over Faribault today. Also in Tier 2, Lake of the Woods a winner over Totino Gray, 7-4 the final. St. Cloud Cathedral advances over South 4-2. No score entering the second period between Orono and Evelyn Gilbert. And more coverage coming up on the Prep Extra at 11:05, including Steve Carroll's behind-the-scenes look at Faribault High School's first-ever state tournament trip. That plus Prep basketball playoff coverage on the Extra following Cheers with Randy Shaver. Clem Haskins and the Gopher basketball squad closed out their regular season at Ohio State tonight. Now they'll wait for Sunday's NCAA selections to see where and when they begin postseason play. I think Norm Green wants them to play in Dallas. Don't think that'll happen, though. The Gophers at Ohio State down by as many as 14 this evening, but they cut it to 1 in the second half on R.M. McDonald's three-pointer. 34-33 Ohio State at that point. But then the Buckeyes hit 3 straight three-pointers of their own, and they go on to beat the Gophers 69-58 the final. The Gophers finished the regular season in the Big Ten 9-9, 17-10 overall. NCAA bids announced Sunday at 5:30. For the latest on the Twins, we head south, but nowhere near Dallas. Instead, we're going to Fort Myers, Florida. Scott Erickson, a little struggle to start for the Twins against Boston today. The Red Sox jumping out to a 2-0 lead, but the Twins came back to win this game. The final was 6-2. Their record on the spring now 4-3. They take on Pittsburgh at Bradenton, Florida tomorrow. And we're going to go back to this T-shirt for our play of the day because we did think you wanted to see some of these top 10 reasons here. So we'll take a look at just a random sampling of them. We thought you might like this one here. Number 9, City of Bloomington wouldn't allow mural of owner on outside of stadium. Number 6, road salt too harsh on Norm's Rolls Royce. Have you ever seen them carting around town in that? And number 5, more knowledgeable hockey fans in Dallas than the entire state of Minnesota. Oh, yeah, sure. We proved that one night when we heard from the mayor. And number 1, owner thinks he's God, wants to be closer to religious cults in Waco. Touche, Norm. What a shame.
How important is it for them to make this March 15th deadline coming up?
Well, I think they've given them a little time, the NHL. All they really needed was kind of like preliminary approval to know that this was going to happen. Everything's headed in that direction now. The NHL isn't going to wait and turn things back now. The thing's a done deal, but I still think the Guns are going to ask for some money from the National Hockey League because of what happened 2 years ago. We'll have to wait and see on that.
All right.